Hey everyone, welcome to A Quick Shot of Romance. I am Becky, and I am joined by podcast contributor Heather. Hi, Heather.
Hey, Becky.
So, on this episode of A Quick Shot of Romance, we are reviewing Iced Out by Veronica Eden. This is book one in her Heston U Hotshots series. This was my first time ever reading Veronica. Had you read her before this?
I had not, but I feel like I am going to go ahead and dive into some of those standalones because they look really great.
They do. I'm very excited. We had the opportunity to chat with her on a happy hour live over on YouTube, and you guys can go over and find those. They're still up there. She was a delightful guest. I loved talking to
She
her.
was so sweet. I really loved her a lot.
So you can find the synopsis on our On the Shelf show notes at buzzingaboutromance.com. Release date for this one is May 8th, 2023. This is a new adult sports college hockey romance, Rival's Sister. It does have some small town vibes because they're on the college campus. This is the Heston U Hotshots book. This is book one in the series. It is going to be a series of standalones. Its put out percentage is 46%, and there is no third act breakup.
Woohoo! That was the best part. I mean, that's actually not the best part. There were so many great parts, but that was a really nice breath of fresh air.
It was. Content trigger warnings on this one. There is mention of grief and loss of loved ones. So be prepared for that. So our couple is Maya and Easton. And let's talk about Maya first, because as much as I am in love with Easton and he is a total swoony book boyfriend, I have a bit of a girl crush on Maya.
She is really amazing. She is very ambitious and driven and so smart.
So smart. And she's also she's very family oriented. She's very thoughtful in the choices that she's making. She has a purpose of what she wants to do with her life. She has this love for her grandfather that just is, I get it. I get that connection to another soul. She's hardworking. She has great friends. She loves big. She loves so big.
She's a really nice, genuine person. It's sort of sad that she's not real, because I would really love to hang out with her, go have coffee, for sure do some goat yoga, something. I mean, she's cool, and she kind of gives zero fucks.
She does. And the author did a really great job. So there's some anxiety rep also in this book. Maya has some anxiety, and the author did a really great job in writing it, that it didn't feel forced. It wasn't there for the purpose of just to add angst. The way that the author has developed the character and wrote the character, it worked within her nature. It was who she is as a person.
For real. And when you meet her, when we first meet her, she's in the stands wearing the opposite color. And because Easton's a hockey player, so she's in the stands at a hockey game, and she's wearing a different color.
Yeah, she's wearing the other team's.
What the heck is this hot girl in the student section of Heston wearing the opposite color? And she's sort of don't care.
Don't care. I am who I am. So then we have Easton. He is the captain of the hockey team for Heston University. He is a senior who is working on making it into the NFL draft. This is his last year of eligibility.
NHL.
What did I say?
NFL.
NFL. NHL.
NHL is hockey.
Hockey. Into the draft. This is his last year of eligibility. And it is weighing heavy, because his dream of hockey, the way the author writes it, his dream of hockey is not just his own. It's his father's too. And he lost his father when he was a boy.
Right. And he has sort of these big shoes to fill, but it's not sometimes I think when we read fictional players that their fathers were in the NHL, it feels like they have these big shoes to fill. And it just seems like his dad was very humble and wanted Easton to love the game. He was a good guy, supportive of his family.
Was the father an NHL player? I didn't think the father was. Was he?
I think, pretty sure.
Okay. I didn't remember
I'll
that
look it
part.
up.
That's okay. Um, Easton, so what I will say is Veronica built the team up, but not only did she build this team up, because a lot of times in hockey romances, we get great camaraderie and teammates and girl gangs, and this book has all that. And they're
For
phenomenal.
sure.
And there are so many characters in this book that I am absolutely in love with. Like, in love with. Um,
Yep.
but the other thing that she did really well in this book was she gave us well rounded families for these characters. The families were
Yes.
not the villains. They were supportive and loving and good people, and both kids had great relationships with their families. Nobody got
Hmm.
Disneyed. Well,
Well,
sort of Easton, I guess, is
sort
Disney.
of, but their families, there wasn't angst in their family. I feel like sometimes authors will give us angst and like create drama just for drama. And these guys did not, Maya and Easton did not have drama for the sake of drama.
Yeah.
They were, yes, they're college age, and sometimes college age can read like they're very young and immature. These two are not immature at all. They are, without her having to tell us, we knew that they were getting ready to launch into adulthood because they showed us that they were ready to do that by their actions.
Yeah. Yeah. And Easton, here he is, hockey player. He has good grades. She's balancing her job at the sanctuary and farm that she works at on top of a bloated course load because she's trying to graduate in 3 years versus 4 years. And it was just, they, they hit all the spaces. Nobody was overtaxed. There wasn't like this undue stress in their lives. And I really commend the author because sometimes when we read new adult, it's angsty. And it's
Yep.
angsty, but I don't know why the angst needs to be there. And we didn't have this in this book. And there were neither character was jealous of the other. Like they talked, they communicated. And honestly, I think they talked better than and communicated better than the, contemporary adult romance that I read recently. Like,
Right. And you hit on this a little bit before, building that girl gang, but also that team. And she gave us such a great look into each of the characters, but without overcrowding the page to the point where I can't even decide which book I want next. Like I'm equally excited to meet each of them.
yeah, me too. Oh, me too. I'm super excited with all of these guys that she's kind of dropped for us. Um, One of the things that I think was really great in this book is sometimes when we get new adult books, we have the jealousy, the angst of like the puck bunny that flirts too much or he gets caught at a party doing something and that will lead to problems. There was none of that. Like
Mm-mm.
Easton fell first, fully devoted, and there was never a moment where she questioned his devotion. What she questioned was that she didn't have time for him and couldn't give him all that he needed. And I thought that was a really interesting choice the author made to write it like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she's had some past experience. It was nothing that Easton per se had done. It was a past experience. Maybe someone with this career aspiration isn't
Yeah.
someone that would be a good partner for me.
Yeah, because she had kind of sworn off all hockey players because of her past relationship with them. Okay, so one of the great things in this book's that happens, it is spicy.
Oh yeah.
It is very spicy. There's a great moment where Easton finds her box of toys.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
he gives a great line where he is like, I am a team player. I am fine to call in for a teammate. and isn't afraid to use a sex toy to help her get off when he's with
Right.
her. Which,
And he calls himself captain, and
yeah,
yeah, that was very well written and so spicy.
so spicy. The other thing that this author did, which is something I thought was really interesting, um, choice, is there is a piece in this book where the um, the heroine is on her period. And a lot of times when the heroine is on her period, basically we get some throwaway lines that he brings her dessert, he cuddles with her on the couch, and that's it. Like there's no
Hmm.
offers of anything else. He doesn't talk, it's never brought up. And like it or not, there are people that still want to have sex when they're on their period. And I thought that it was
Hmm.
really interesting that the author did that. Like it was a choice. Um, I thought it was really well done. It was very much
Oh, for
like,
sure.
I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid of
And
it.
it wasn't like an accident either. Like it was a whole like he comes over and he like genuinely takes care of her scene like and I think you get both points of view
You do.
and
He had a heating
there's no holding
pad.
back.
He had like soup for her. Like he was there for her.
Hmm. Yeah, and it was very very spicy given the fact that he also travels for like, he's on a D1 college team.
Yeah.
So he has out of town games. They have some phone sex. And sometimes when authors write those scenes, they feel kind of like, just like you said, kind of throw away, like a lot of detail. Not Veronica. She did a fantastic job, and it made it even more like spicy and it was not, and it didn't feel like cold. It was very intimate.
There was, and that was another thing that she did in this book. There's a lot of intimacy, and it isn't just about having sex. It's about being
Hmm.
with each other in the moment. And there's some, I don't want to spoil this for anyone, but Easton shows the level of his care and commitment for Veronica. He is willing to juggle whatever he needs to juggle to be there for her when she needs him. And I was so
Yes,
impressed with that.
he saw that he needed to rise to be the boyfriend that Maya needed. And he knew that he had to do that or he would no longer have her. And he knew that he needed to have her in his life because he truly loved her and cares about her. And he showed up and people noticed. And one of her brother is a rival of his, so was not a huge fan, but her brother saw and was like, okay,
Yeah.
this dude is not as bad as I thought he.
Well, and also that's
Yeah.
another thing that we talked about a little bit is so a lot of times in a brother's best friend, we get the brother's overreaction when the couple hooks up. This is Rival's little sister, and he easily could have stayed in character and been written to blow up and be in his face and want to hit him. And they do tussle on the ice some, but I felt
Uh-huh.
like it was all proportionate, and it wasn't a matter of protecting her integrity or something like that. It was more of a matter of like the brother and she had not been close, and he knew she had been hurt, and he just wanted to protect her and make sure she was
Yes.
safe.
So they were close. And then something happened with a friend of his and she never opened up. And her brother was very intuitive and knew something happened, but didn't know what and wasn't able to get it out of Maya. And Maya, in return, didn't want to tarnish her brother's friendship with this friend. But in reality, her brother, he he also, because he's who he is, knows that his relationship with her is more important.
Yeah, he was not sad to lose the teammate that had messed some things up for Maya. And it really, like, it sounds like the teammate was his own little problem. One of the best
Mhm.
things in this entire book, and I'm going to be talking about this forever, was the pizza rolls, because what college kid doesn't love pizza rolls?
For sure.
And there's a really great line where she says they are little lava pockets of cheese and sauce and bread that are too fucking tempting to resist. And they are at a frat party, and a former teammate and his fiance come to visit, and they make pizza rolls and have ranch dip. And it was so perfect and it was so fun. I just loved it. It was
It
great.
was it was amazing. And I said this on a live, but I attended a D1 hockey college. And this, I feel like, was such a great representation of what college life was like. I feel like you could pluck this university and kind of put it anywhere. It's in Massachusetts, but I feel like it could be written anywhere because it's. I'm also going to tell you, she includes a map and a roster and then gives you a rundown of all the characters, which was amazing.
Yeah, I know you were obsessed with the map. You love the map.
It was very good.
Okay, so this book, and I'm going to make a statement. I think that this book was better than The Deal by Elle Kennedy.
Yeah, I think if you,
Easton
yep,
is a better hero. Maya is like more profound and more thought provoking. She isn't like weeping in the corner. She's moving forward. I think that the teammates are better developed, more stronger characters. I'm more attached to them than I was the characters in The Deal. So I said what I said, people. This book was
yeah.
better than The Deal.
I actually encourage you to read both, like read this and come at us if you don't, for sure.
Yeah.
But I agree. Like, if you think the deal like brought you into hockey romance, then pick this up because you're gonna be like, yeah, this is good.
Yeah, it's better. It's better.
Yep.
Anyway, okay, Heather, thank you so much for joining me for this quick shot of romance.
Anytime. Always happy to talk about books.
Until next time, everyone, happy reading.
Find us on Instagram at buzzingaboutromance or on Twitter at buzzingromance. If you like the podcast, please leave a review. If you'd like to support us directly, join the Bookcase and Coffee Patreon and receive exclusive content only available to Patreon members. Check out bookcaseandcoffee.com for our on-the-shelf show notes.